Hello friends, in this video I will talk about another MMORPG game called Revelation Online. I played this game for quite a while, but about a year ago, so my opinion may be a little bit outdated, but if it is, it's not by much. Okay? So, what is Revelation Online? It's another theme park or MMORPG that's really similar to World of Warcraft, I would say, and now I will explain to you why. This is mostly PvE game, but there is quite a lot of PvP content. The problem with that content is it's kind of meaningless. There isn't any meaningful PvP in the game. It's mostly for EPing each other, you know. You can be the top in the ratings, you can win some sieges, you can win battlegrounds, and there are quite a few PvP events, but all of that won't give you any advantage over other players, like any advantage at all. And even though you can PK players in this game, you never will, because punishment for it is so severe, it just isn't worth it. And the one you PK'd, he won't lose anything at all. So this is why I don't personally like this game very much, because PvP is meaningless. But it also has a lot of PvE, and that's probably a good thing for a lot of players out there. This game has insane amount of content, and as you probably already know, personally, I find content the most important thing in any game, especially in MMORPG, because this kind of game is supposed to be played for a while, for a long while, months, maybe years, and most of the new games aren't so. You get tired of playing them for from I don't know, for playing 2 weeks, and that's you're done. At most you play a few months, and most of those that you play a few months, you play because of a grind, because it's so overhelp. You have a need to grind your skills, your gear, and so on and so on. And without that, without those things, you can't be viable in anything, be it PvE or PvP. Revelation Online is a little bit different in that aspect. First of all, this game has insane amount of content, as I said. There are dungeons, different kind of dungeons. Easy when which you can run with randoms, and hard ones that you will actually need to train for and find reliable teammates to run or dive in. There are quite a few quests, be those story quests that you may like if you're into those kind of things. Tons of different kind of activity that you can do you don't need to, but you can do. Like, as you can see right now, I'm running in this it's like a small arcade game, and there are quite a few different challenges that you can run and do. There are really a lot of things to do, and as I said, there is also PvP content that you can do. If you enjoy that kind of thing, like there are 3 types of battlegrounds. There were 3 types of battlegrounds. There are arenas for small skirmishes, well, like 3-on-3, I think, and bigger sieges, like really massive sieges. I think on our server we had like 1,000 people fighting at the same time, or not at the same place, because there are like 8 different castles, but we had a fight of about 200 versus 200 people in one spot, and other hundreds of people were fighting at different locations. It can be pretty fun, but as I said, it's kind of meaningless, so you don't feel any need to actually strive to win. But despite PvP being not as I would like it to, there are quite a few things that I said. For example, there is also craft in this game, but you don't really need to craft. Gear in this game comes from 3 ways. You can craft it, you can get it from dungeon diving, and you can get it from PvP. It's actually pretty similar to World of Warcraft, as I said before, in this instance either. The worst gear is the one you craft, and obviously you can easily obtain it, also from auction house. Other players can sell it to you, but you will probably strive to get gear from PvE. as that one was the best one, if I remember right. I think PvP wasn't worse than it. It just was much harder to obtain because you had to be a real no-lifer on those battlegrounds and arenas to get that gear. There is also specific items like crystals, as you can see here, and wow, there is a lot of stuff in this game. Another pretty cool part of this game was that you can buy shop currency, the one that you can buy from real money, you could buy with in-game currency. So basically, you could play for free. You could have a subscription for free, buy skins for free. If you play a lot, you can buy this currency from other players, which is pretty cool. I guess especially nowadays when the pay to win is a real issue. And that's an issue that this game encountered on West release in particular. It wasn't the game fault in itself, but the publishers. They actually left as a really broken item in the gem shop, in which you could get a map from which you could find a treasure. Yes, there is a treasure hunting in this game. And that treasure had a crystal of like super high level, which was impossible to get by any other means in this game. Like, it was so freaking overpowered. It was like from a later patch that was already in China, but it was like a year before it would be in West. So a lot of players actually got it, and they became overpowered as shit. Yeah, and that broke, and people were whining about game being pay to win, but it's not the game, it was a publisher. That's that's a sad part about it. What else can I say about this game? It looks pretty neat, and it also feels really like smooth. The game actually looks really nice, not only because of the graphic engines or something, but because the designers actually painted quite a few locations, so you can run around the world and see some really nice scenery all around it, and you may actually enjoy it. Some people do, anyway. So characters look pretty good too, and the whole combat system and PvE system can be really nice for quite a few people, I guess. If you played Blade and Soul, this game will feel really similar as that one. Maybe not as sharp as Blade and Soul, but real close to it. I mean, in your control and feeling when you play the game, when you fight or when you farm, anything like this. Another really cool thing about this game that I loved was there isn't any need to no-life this game, to be a no-lifer to succeed in this game. This was like the first thing that actually hooked me up with it, because there is a system called Excelsior. Basically, to level your character, you need to do daily activities or weekly activities, and there is a limit on each of those, so you can jump higher than that. If you play for 2-3 hours a day at most, you will be able to finish all of those activities. So we have a specific item called specific bar called Excelsior. This thing increases the amount of experience you gain from each action or quest or activity or items by a lot. At least it increases it by two times. So you get the specific, let's say you get 1000 experience from completing one of these quests. If you have a decent amount of Excelsior, you will get 2000. If you have more, you will get 3000. If you have even more, you will get 4000. You get this Excelsior by not playing the game, actually. So if you play it every day, you will have not a big amount and you will spend it right away, like with a few quests. But if you haven't played the game for a week or more, you get hoard quite a bit of it, which increases your leveling speed really good. Basically, it lets you catch up with players that have been playing non-stop much easier. Not super easy, but much easier, let me tell you that. This is a really good thing they set up in this game. Well, they weren't the first one to actually think about it. I saw really similar things in Lineage 2, like a lot of years ago, but after that I haven't seen it anywhere. Usually in MMORPG you get an insane amount of advantage if you are a veteran player compared to new players, and in this game even not only new player get a easier way to catch up to most of the players on the server, but also players that don't have as much time as the guy that has, and no lifer in general, they have a pretty similar speed of development of their characters. It's really great thing, and as I said, it's done mostly with the help of this Excelsior and limitation of daily activities you can do. You can't jump higher than a guy that plays for a few hours a day, but he plays smartly, like he does everything he needs to do. Basically, that's all I have to say about this game, guys. It's pretty decent MMORPG, PvE MMORPG, theme park MMORPG. It has a lot of stuff to do. You can do, like really an insane amount of content. This was probably the richest MMORPG content-wise that I have ever seen. And but it doesn't have a meaningful PvP. And for me, that is a deal breaker. So if you enjoy running around doing some quests, doing dungeon dives with your friends, I don't know, maybe following some interesting storyline, doing some specific quests. There are also, as I said, there are a lot of things you can do in this game. Arcade-like quests, like old game called Crash Bandicoot, if you remember this one. There are quite a few quests like that. So you can go do them. It's just to take your mind off other things. You can do faction quests to raise your reputation with different factions and gain some specific bonuses from it. You can go for crafting stuff like alchemy, and well, in general crafting can also be pretty fun. There are a lot of things to do. You would need to travel around the world looking for specific plants or mines, like cool, hard to come by ore. A lot of things to do in general, and a lot of different types of PvP. Small scale PvP, big scale PvP, medium scale PvP, guild PvP, a lot of stuff, but it's mostly EPing. As I said before, you don't need to do it, but I know that a lot of people actually prefer their PvP to be like that, like in World of Warcraft. So this is all I have to say about this game, guys. It's a decent AAA MMORPG, but not for me. I don't like games like that. I can enjoy them for a small amount of time, like a few weeks, maybe a few months, and that's it. I'm done. I can't play it anymore. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, and if you want to hear my biased review about some other game, please let it be MMORPG. Ask me, and if I played it, I will do it. See you later.